So if you're listening to this episode when it first came out, it is officially summer. And I think the summertime is kind of the best time to relax a little bit. Maybe don't take everything quite so serious. Maybe have a bit of a mental break. I personally just think the summertime is a good time to really be more whimsical, really be more free. So today I wanted to keep this episode more like a summer chill vibe. I wanted to not be so serious and not just educate and inspire completely in this episode. We are going to have a little bit of fun today. I don't think every single episode needs to be serious, deep, or inspirational. And I think sometimes it's okay to do a more light, fun episode. So that's what we're doing today. I think there's so much that's going on in the world that's very heavy, and we don't always need to feel so heavy. And yeah, that's my reasoning for that. So today I'm literally just going to be taking personality/career quizzes. Some of these, probably most of them, are not very reliable. But I am going to link the quizzes that I take in the podcast description section. So if you guys want to follow along and take them with me, you are more than welcome to do that. Or if you want to, just take them later, that's an option too. Or if you just want to listen to me take them, that's also an option. So whatever suits you best. But I did want to kind of just have a fun little episode today. And these, I don't even know how these quizzes are going to go. I just found some random ones. I think like half of them are BuzzFeed, so not reliable at all whatsoever. I think there's a few that are supposed to be a little bit more reliable when it comes to career quiz or whatever, but I guess we'll see. I'm also not exactly sure if any of them are going to make me are going to charge me for the results at the end. I am not going to be paying for that, so hopefully we can get some free results at the end. But I am hoping that these quizzes kind of just like give some fun results and a way to like think about what kind of work I might like, or if you are taking them, what kind of work you may like, what motivates you, or what environments you prefer. I don't know exactly what they're going to ask, but I'm assuming it's going to be things like that. And I think that the reason that people love like these little quizzes so much is because we all want to understand ourselves more, and we want to understand like what's best for us, because of course no one wants to do something that's wrong for them, that they know is not the right path. So even if the results are like completely wrong, it's still kind of fun to compare what I get or what you get at the end of the quiz to what you think may match with you best. And if you guys already know me or listen to my podcast, then you do probably already know that I already have a career in mind for myself. I am planning on going into physical therapy, and that is something that I actually am going to be getting started on very soon, because I am applying to the schools this summer. So for PT schools. So it's not something that I'm expecting to completely shift or change my mindset on what I'm going to be doing, and I don't expect it to happen for you either. But hey, you never know, maybe you find your calling on these quizzes, and maybe you realize that the only episode you ever needed was to listen to this one and take these little quizzes. Who knows? So the first one, I numbered them in the description, so you will see them numbered on there. So the first one I'm taking is by BuzzFeed. What career should you actually have? So there's a long description in the beginning. I'm going to kind of breeze through it because I feel like it is kind of interesting to read what these people wrote. It says, unless you were born rich, chances are you'll be spending a good amount of your life working. And if you're going to clock in for 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, you might as well find a job that makes you feel fulfilled. Very true, right? We know that choosing a career path can be difficult, whether you're trying to decide what you should major in, what your first job should be post grad, or what kind of shift you should make in your current career. That's why we're jumping in to point you in the right direction. Without further ado, here's our tried and true career quiz. All right, and then there's another paragraph, but I'm going to skip that one. You guys can read it if you'd like. So the first question, what would you spend your tax refund on? There's 9 options. It's kind of a lot. A big screen TV at the Apple Store, books, piles of books, how much is a yacht, a shopping spree, down payment on a Range Rover, an exotic vacation, give it to charity, or invest it. I actually am between 2 because I did in fact spend my tax refund this year half on investing and half on putting it into things in my house, like redecorating and like furniture kind of things. So it kind of fits into 2 on here. I'm just gonna say invest it. Pick a trilogy. My goodness. Back to the Future, the Blade trilogy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a lot of these is. Spider-Man, Dark Knight trilogy, OG Star Wars, The Hunger Games, The Matrix, The Godfather, Lord of the Rings. I don't really watch any of these. I guess The Hunger Games, actually. What would you bring on a desert island? Journal, a tent, portable grill, a Kindle, Swiss Army knife, a book of crossword puzzles, smartphone, food and water, or a friend. Probably, I feel like a phone, right? Because then you could just call someone. Or should I say food and water? We're gonna go with a smartphone. I can call for food and water. Who is your dream dinner guest? Steve Jobs, Oscar Wilde, Jane Goodall, Beyonce, Maya Rudolph, Lil Nas X, Stephen Hawking, or Michelle Kwan? What? I guess Beyonce? The Queen? Pick the word that best describes you. Bold, observant, creative, bad A, adventurous, critical thinker, determined, passionate, or loyal. I would say adventurous, probably. I don't know, I could fit into quite a few of those. What city should you actually live in? Barcelona, Portland, Rio de Janeiro, Los Angeles, London, Cape Town, Paris, New York, Tokyo. Should I actually live in? I don't even know what that means. Probably Barcelona sounds cool. Pick a magazine. I'm gonna just go with Vogue. What do you look for in a workplace? A good challenge, interesting coworkers, attention to detail, a focused mission, excitement, risk-taking environment, organization, job security, or flexibility. I would say honestly maybe flexibility. But I also like the interesting coworkers. Pick a genre: documentary, coming of age, inspiring sports movie, thriller, drama, action, comedy, sci-fi, fantasy, or horror. I like comedy. Pick a social network. Oh my gosh. It's just a bunch of social medias. I'm going to go with Instagram. Humanitarian. What? Please. Okay, I got my results. Says I'm a humanitarian. You are a giver, a justice seeker. You spend more time thinking about others than yourself, and more than anything, you just want what you're doing to help someone in some way. Essentially, you is kind, you is smart, and you is important. Who wrote this? Other occupations: social worker or judge. I feel like, okay, we're just gonna go with that. So, humanitarian for my first results. Don't know how to feel about that one. If you guys took that one, or if you guys take any of these, please comment on whichever platform that you're listening on or watching on what results you get, because I would love to see if we like all get the same results or if they're actually different. I don't know. And also maybe like what career you're actually planning on going into, because I think that seeing the contrast would be really fun for everyone. So on to the next. It says it only takes 4 minutes, so we'll see about that. This one though, I'm a little bit concerned on if it's going to charge me at the end. So to see the results. So we'll see. But hopefully if it only takes 4 minutes, it's fine. So first it has you say like male or female, and it asks how old you are. So I'm going ahead and just doing that. Oh, and now it has to create my test. It says, your first instinct is the most accurate. I enjoy working with my hands to build or fix things. And it's one of those things where it's like strongly agree to strongly disagree, and it's like all the other options. I would say neutral on that one. I'd rather do something physical than sit at a desk all day. Strongly agree. I'm drawn to tasks that produce a tangible, visible result. I would say agree. I find satisfaction in learning how tools and machines work. I'm going to say neutral on that one. I prefer practical, real-world problems over abstract theories. I'm not really sure about that one. I'm going to say disagree. I kind of like theories a little bit. I like working outdoors or in active environments. Agree. I am good at troubleshooting when something is broken. I think so. Agree. I'd choose a hands-on workshop over a lecture any day. I would agree with that one. I enjoy researching topics in depth before making decisions. I don't really do that, unfortunately. I'm gonna be neutral on that one. I'd say sometimes I do that. I naturally look for patterns and connections in information. Yeah, I think so. Agree. I'd rather understand why something works than just know that it does. I'd rather understand why something works rather than just know that it does work. I'm going to say agree. I enjoy working with data, charts, or statistics. No, not really. Disagree. I often question assumptions and dig deeper for the truth. Honestly, not really. I don't usually question assumptions that much. I'm going to be disagree. I prefer roles where I can analyze and evaluate information. I'm going to be neutral on that one. Scientific or technical subjects hold my attention easily. Scientific or technical, I feel like those are very different. But I'm going to say agree because I like scientific. I like experiments, testing ideas to see what actually works. I would say agree. I feel satisfied when I can explain something that was previously unclear. Strongly agree. Okay, it tells me that I show higher emotional insight than 90% of people. You connect at depths others never reach, building unbreakable bonds through your rare ability to understand what's unspoken. I don't know why it just told me that. I often come up with ideas that others describe as original. I don't know about that one. I'm going to say neutral. I'm drawn to work that allows for self-expression. Agree, maybe? Yeah, agree. I literally have this podcast. I enjoy brainstorming more than following a set process. Neutral. I get energy from creative activities like writing, designing, performing. Agree. I dislike repetitive tasks and crave variety in my work. Strongly agree. I can easily visualize how something will look before it's made. Agree. I appreciate aesthetics, good design, and visual appeal matter to me. Agree. I'd rather create something new than optimize something existing. Neutral. Artistic or cultural activities are an important part of my life. Agree. I find deep satisfaction in helping others solve their problems. Agree. I'm told I'm a good listener and people come to me for advice. Agree. But I also like to talk. I'm drawn to work that makes a positive impact on people's lives. Yes, strongly agree. I feel fulfilled when I can teach or mentor someone. Strongly agree. Understanding what motivates other people comes naturally to me. I'd say agree. I'd choose a job helping people over one that pays but is impersonal. I mean, yes, but also like can I have both? I'm going to say agree, but I would like for both. I'm patient and compassionate even in difficult conversations. Agree. I enjoy volunteer work or community involvement. I'm going to say neutral. I have volunteered, but it's not something I do that often. I often notice when someone around me is struggling. Agree, I guess. Building meaningful relationships is one of my greatest strengths. I don't know about that one. That sounds a little bit egotistical. I'm going to be neutral. I naturally take charge in group situations. I honestly do. I enjoy convincing others to see my point of view. Yeah, kind of. I'm comfortable making high stakes decisions quickly. Neutral. I'm energized by competition and ambitious goals. Yes. I like managing projects and delegating tasks to others. Yes. I could see myself starting and running my own business. Yes. I am good at motivating people to take action. I'd say so. I enjoy negotiating and making deals. Kind of. Public speaking doesn't intimidate me. I literally am doing this right now. I prefer working with clear rules, guidelines, expectations. Yeah, I think so. I'm very detail oriented and catch mistakes others miss. I feel like, yeah. Well, I don't know about detail oriented, but I think I would say I'm pretty observant. But I don't know about. Fine, I'll just say agree. I feel like I'm saying agree to all of these, and also this one is really long. Guys, I feel like this one's gonna charge me at the end to see my results. And it's so long. I'm just going to try to finish this one because it's just like really long. And I'm going to see if it'll actually charge me. I'm on the last part. It's going to charge me at the end. I'm not gonna do it. Guys, no, I was right. This one's charging me. I fear I'm not going to pay for that. It's only $2 though, so if you guys want to do that, it's an option. So I'm still gonna put the link for that one in the description section. So it's going to be the second one. Okay, the third one is another BuzzFeed. It says this random quiz will reveal what your future job will be. The description is the only thing harder than the job search is deciding what kind of job you want to search for in the first place. With discouraging reports about lack of work in nearly every industry, there's never been a harder or better, depending on how you look at it, time to really choose your career path with your heart and follow your passion. Whether you want to help people in a meaningful way or never have to interact with people in real life, make enough money to support yourself, or try to make Forbes 30 under 30 list, there are plenty of fields to choose from. So the first question, what time do you usually wake up? I'm going to say 9 a.m. Well, it actually doesn't have an 8 a.m. on here. It has 6 or 9. But also, it kind of depends. So I'm going to say it depends. Because if I have something to do, if I need to wake up early, I will. What's your dream car? Can't even tell what some of these pictures are. Kind of none of these, unfortunately. I'm just going to say what is this, Hyundai? Looks like a mom car. Which of these names do you like the most? Hannah, Grace, Liam, Malachi, Grayson, or Rose? These are, this is an interesting question. I don't know how this is going to help me find my future. I kind of like Malachi. It's kind of a cool name. Who's your favorite Chris? Chris Hemsworth, Chris Paul, Chris Messina, Chris Pine, Chris Bosch, or Chris Rock? Oh my goodness. Hemsworth, probably. I'm not such a fan of any of these Chris's. In which month were you born? September or October is an option. Which food are you craving right now? There's a picture of a burger, fries, a pasta salad, donuts, a sandwich, or like a Mediterranean bowl. That looks so good. I'm gonna go with the Mediterranean bowl. Which picture speaks to you? See, I feel like this one is definitely a visual if you guys want to do this one yourself, because it's a lot of pictures. There's a picture of like these leaves. They're kind of like artsy photos. One is like palm tree leaves or whatever. One is like flowers. One is the bottom view of palm trees. Another one is like an artsy teacup with a book. Another one is like a LED red wording sign saying laugh. And then another one, I think it's a ocean in the nighttime or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see. It's like black and white. I'm gonna go with the palm trees. Which of these modern day musical artists do you enjoy listening to the most? Her, Black Pumas, Anderson .Paak, or none of these singers? Wait. I don't really... Oh, I think that's Sexy Red on there. Finally, if you had to watch any of these movies, which would you choose? They have To All the Boys I Loved Before, Ferris Bueller Day Off, Good Burgers, I think. The name's like kind of cut off. Casper the Ghost, or The Love Something. I don't know. This one looks good, I guess. Okay, perfect. I'm supposed to be a social media influencer. A free spirit who likes to make their own rules. You're the perfect combination of real and aspirational. Your audience won't be able to help falling in love with whatever content you create. Perfect. So I hope that's true. At least when it comes to the pod. Okay, this next one, it honestly looks like completely AI, so I'm hoping it doesn't also charge me. But we're gonna see, because I'm not sure. It also looks long as well, so if it starts getting too long, I'm just gonna stop. Guys, this one is also extremely long. I was just like doing some more questions, and I fear I'm not going to finish it because I'm not even halfway done. And my brain's already getting tired. So I'm going to actually skip to the last one. But I'm still going to link it in there if you guys want to take it. But then again, like I said before, I'm still not sure if that's actually going to be one that charges you at the end. But this last one, I kind of like the BuzzFeed quizzes for this one, just because the BuzzFeeds are free. So, and free results at the end, even though they might not be reliable at all, but they're kind of fun. So the last one I'm going to do is this career aptitude test is scientifically proven to reveal your dream job. And it says the description is the career aptitude quiz below actually contains 2 different tests. The first question below will determine which test you'll get, so please select carefully. The answer you select will automatically match you with the appropriate test. You will not be able to see the other one. When you're done, we'll reveal your primary job recommendation, but also several jobs that might be a fit based on your answers. So be sure to read your full result. Ready? Let's begin. Okay. Answer the following question carefully. How would you describe yourself? Either creative and emotional, or analytical and logical. I would say creative. All right. React to the following statement. I'd rather work with my hands all day than sit at a desk. Agree. I want to change the world and help others. I don't know about change the world, but I'll say agree, because I would like to help others. When it comes to a job, I don't care about work-life balance. Money is more important to me. Disagree. I do want work-life balance. I prefer to work independently. Disagree. When I was younger, I lived in my own imaginary world. Kind of agree. Rate your interest in the following topic. Cooking. I like cooking. Interested. Rate your interest in the following topic. Writing. I'd say neutral. I write sometimes. Almost done. Rate your interest in the following topic. Technology. I would say interested to an extent. Oh, perfect. I should be a children's book author. Other recommendations based on your quiz data: graphic designer, interpreter, social worker, public relations manager, or travel photographer. All of those sound so amazing and fun. Yeah, so that was a good little quiz. That one was really fast. Basically, that's all the tests I'm going to take today, just because I don't know which other ones are not going to charge me for my results at the end, and I don't really want to have to pay for these results. So I hope this episode felt like a little summer break from more serious topics that are going on right now, and maybe just like a little bit of a mental break from that, and some kind of just a way to have a little bit of fun. Career stuff can also feel really heavy sometimes, and I get that, especially when, you're not sure what you want to do, or maybe you are sure, but it just can be stressful getting into it in the first place. Having to apply, having to take tests, having to go do school, all these things can be really heavy and pretty stressful. So it's okay sometimes to, explore and have some fun and see what these little career things will give you every once in a while. I don't know, it's kind of fun. Also, like I said, you guys probably already know these are very unreliable, so it's your choice, up to you if you want to let this decide your entire future, but it gives you something interesting to think about, and that's kind of the whole fun of it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening today. You can listen or watch on YouTube or Spotify. I am also on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible for audio only. Make sure to check out the Instagram or the TikTok at findyourpower_podcast. And feel free to send me a DM on either the Instagram or the TikTok if you'd like to be featured for an interview or a conversation on the podcast. You can also send me an email in the email linked in the podcast description with the BuzzFeed quiz links. It's also in there as well. Like I said earlier, if you guys do take these quizzes, please leave comments on the results that you get. I would love to read them, and I'm sure other people would like to see them as well. Leave any comments or reviews on the podcast if you enjoyed it. And please follow the podcast wherever you listen. It really helps the podcast grow. Thank you guys again so much for being here. I appreciate you all just listening to me yap if you just did that, or if you had some fun taking these quizzes as well. I'm happy that we can kind of get a mental break together. I will talk to you guys again soon next Thursday, and don't forget, we will find your power.